And now it's time for your Daily Disney Podcast with your host, Joseph Ballesteros. What is going on, Magicteers? I hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's Monday. Woo! A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, but you know what I say? If you're alive and you're breathing, well, then you should love it more than hate it. But I understand, right? It's Monday. A lot of people are just kind of like, But again, if you're at a place you don't want to be now, start planning for a place that you want to be in the future and get moving toward it. I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. I had a blast with the show yesterday, so be sure to check it out if you missed it. I had Britt and Leo from MainStreetPress.com. They got some awesome apparel, but even more so, their story is great. We got into their journey of how they got to where they are now, and the success that they're at, and not just that, but also just kind of going over the fact of you started somewhere that necessarily wasn't, you started with something that wasn't necessarily going to be where you end up, and it was just a really powerful story. So be sure to check that out. I think you guys will get a lot of value and inspiration from it, and hopefully it'll motivate you for wherever you are right now in your life to get up and start taking action toward your goal. Today is Monday, of course, though, so we are doing our little kind of pick-me-up or quote of the day, and it seems just coincidentally, and you know what? It's a big book, so I kind of want to avoid reading the entire book because I don't know if Disney actually would appreciate that, but but again, it's coming from the quotable Walt Disney. I've been really into it, and I've just been finding so many quotes that either one, I didn't know he said, or two, I'm reading it and I'm like, oh, I am like reading in a different kind of way, and it just kind of changes your perspective, your mindset. But again, it's coming from the chapter of On Business with the Walt Disney Company. And he goes into there's so many different quotes that they use talking about the business. Of course, we know Disney. We know they have a name that they stick for. They are very reputable. They want to keep it that way. But I really like this quote, and we take it literal, and I think if we take it literal, a lot of people might have a problem with it because it's like, why is Disney so mean when it comes to their name, right? Like, be cool, Disney. Like, don't sue me for copyright infringement. But honestly, with this kind of quote, they're keeping the spirit of Walt alive by his belief, and it makes so much sense. Like I said, when you kind of apply it to yourself. But here he said, anything that has a Disney name to it is something we feel responsible for. And the reason why this quote kind of stuck out to me for today is because there is so much that we do on our day-to-day life. And what's funny is a lot of times we aren't doing it for ourselves, right? We're doing it because our boss told us. We're doing it because we have to for school or our job or whatever it is. We're doing it for another reason. And it's important to kind of, to me at least, to keep this kind of mindset about being able to stand behind what you're doing. And even more so, feeling responsible. When you're responsible for something, your awareness rises. So think of it this way. When you get a pet, that's a big thing. Are you going to be responsible for this? The reason why they say that, parents say that, at least when I growing up, my parents said that. And the reason why I say that now, and I would say mostly is because we don't want to deal with it. And if we don't deal with it and feed it and take care of it, guess what? The pet's going to die. So are you going to be responsible? Now, that's a learning lesson, right, as a kid and growing up. But that's something that we should be taking into our life now, because when you don't look at your chore or whatever it is you're trying to do as just that, right, as just a chore, something to hurry up and finish, but you actually take an effective and take the idea of, I'm responsible for this. What I'm about to do is going to either be successful or turn out the way it's going to turn out strictly because of what I'm doing. Your whole entire idea behind what you're doing changes, and it should give you a sense of ownership, a sense of pride in the work that you're doing, and not in a negative way. Not to say pride in the sense of like I'm better than you, but pride in the sense of I'm going to take my time and I'm going to do the best that I can with this, just like if it was something that I was doing for myself. And I think it's important that we remember that because, like I said, in our day-to-day lives, we are always busy doing something for somebody else, usually. And unfortunately, because of that, we get angry about it. We're negative about it. We want to hurry up and finish because this isn't what we want to do. This isn't our idea. This isn't what we, wanted to accomplish today, but we have to remember that we have a privilege of doing this, whatever it is. And we have the ability to create something and make something wonderful by our own work and by putting our own name behind it. And I think when you put that idea of responsibility behind it, where somebody says, who did this? And you can say with, with pride and self-assurance that, you know what, it was me. I'm responsible for this work. It changes how you do things. So I really hope this motivated you. It motivated me. I hope this gets you pumped up for your week. If this is, your day off, well, awesome. Whenever you get back to work, I hope you listen to this again and you get excited for being able to be responsible of whatever it is you're doing and trying to achieve. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, 2 great ways to support the podcast. I'm working on something really cool, though. Very excited to tell you very soon. But for now, head over to talkaboutthemagic.com/Amazon Magic. Help out there using the affiliate code. But also check out the other podcasts and share them. That is one of the best ways to help this podcast, by just spreading the word. We want to get the word out about Talk About the Magic, about, the daily Disney shows, and of course, Sunday shows. We have awesome guests like Britt and Leo. Have a great night, day, week, and whenever you're listening to this. And as always, stay magical.